Hi everybody. So I've noticed that you guys really have enjoyed. Oop, neighbors looking. Hi. I'm filming my window faces the street, but I noticed that everybody has really enjoyed my spooky stories video, and to try and keep in theme with the month and just get them all out while I'm thinking about it, I thought I would do another one. This one is like the kitchen edition. That's really where we have a lot of activity in the house, is the kitchen and the living room. Not really like individual happenings in the rooms, maybe every once in a while, but those are like the main areas that we noticed a lot of weird things happening. Most notably, we have items in the kitchen that will just disappear for no real reason, and it's always one item. So for 1 week, we'll have all the forks go missing. Or not week, it'll be like a couple weeks. All the forks are missing. We only have two at the time. Then a couple weeks later, when the forks start coming out from who knows where, all the bowls will go missing. And then all the cups and so on and so forth. And it's not like an instance of, oh, everyone just has all the forks in their rooms. We have probably 20 forks. There's no way they're all hidden in people's rooms. There's been genuine times where no one has any of the utensils or the bowls or anything in their room. We check their car, and there's, just no accounting for where the spoons went, or the cups, or the bowls. And then they'll just reappear out of nowhere. Okay, so this happened a couple years ago, probably. Oh, there's a baby kitty outside. Oh, it's so cute. I saw it run. But a couple years ago, when my niece was itty bitty and my sister was still finishing up nursing school, I used to stay home and watch my niece. Well, whenever my niece would take a nap, it's usually when I would eat my lunch and read my book and just have some me time. And I was in the kitchen. Now, I'd already made my sandwich, and I went to go put the bread up in the pantry and get some chips. But this, oh, please tell, oh good, it shows up. Okay, so here is like the kitchen. This is the wall that separates it, like, because this is a utility room. Then here's the kitchen. So you would have to walk around it, go down this little hallway. It's like a hallway. It's only a couple feet. But then open the pantry and then come back around. Went in the pantry, got my chips, put the bread up, and as I was coming around back again, because I can't see the plate, keep in mind, I coming around again. And you know when you first see something, it startles you, and so you blink? Well, this always happens to me. When I see something strange, it startles me, so then I blink. Well, I saw what looked like the plate hovering over the counter. And now it's a kind of a light colored plate. The counter is a light colored tile. Easily mistakable. So I got startled and I blinked. Now what was really strange about this is that I could have easily just thought I'm seeing things, it's a trick of the light, whatever. But what really made me think something was holding it up is that our tile is grout. Or not our tile. Our counter has tile with the grout. And the grout's about the size of my pinky, so it's a decent size. And if you were to place a plate or a bowl onto the counter, and it's, in one part of the bowl is sticking on the grout unevenly, or the plate, and say you're like cutting something onto the plate, it'll wobble because it's uneven. What really freaked me out was that the plate, as it was like it was dropped onto the counter. It made a really loud noise, but it also, like, how if you if you spin a quarter and then as it's going down, it does that like circular movement. The plate was doing that onto the counter as if someone just haphazardly dropped it, and it got it at an angle, and because it's uneven, it's going in a circular motion. There's really no other way I can explain it except for that something had to have been holding it up, because I left the counter, went around the corner, and came back, and it was moving. There was no noise. There was nobody else in the house. It's really startling. And I still feel like maybe I was just seeing things, but at the time I don't think we even had cats that could have, like, jumped up there and moved it. If we did, it would have been Coco, which she's not somebody who will jump up on the counter and look at your food. She doesn't ever jump up on the counter. She jumps on the table. So, who knows? Who knows what it was? I'm assuming it's the ghost. They like to hang out in the kitchen, and it's really playful, I guess you can say. It just likes to move stuff. One of its favorite things to do is that if I put something down, I'll have to search for it, and then about 2 minutes later, I'll find it right at the first place I searched for it. No idea why. It just likes to do that. Let's see. What's my second story? Oh, God. How did I almost forget that? This one actually did happen a couple months ago, so it is fairly recent. It's very fresh in my memory. How my house is laid out is it's long. It's not a huge house. It's just laid out in a certain way that it looks really, really big. And my parents' bathroom is in the very back corner of the house. This is a really messy diagram. I'm so sorry. Okay, so here's another diagram of how my house is laid out. And this is even to prove that there's no way I could have done this or anyone else could have done this. This right here is my parents' bathroom. And then, like I said, the house is kind of shaped like a weird horseshoe. Then on the other side of the house is the kitchen, and that little nub right there is the back door. So, I was over here. My dad was actually outside playing with my niece. And those were the only other two people home. It was just me washing my dog in my parents' bathroom and my dad and my niece outside by the back door area. So, here's the story. Here's the story. So, I was in the back washing my dog. I was giving her a bath and I was blow drying her. And my phone is actually on the kitchen counter on the opposite side of the house. And as I'm blow drying my dog, I hear someone calling my name. It's my dad. He came back in the house. And he says, "What did you call me for?" I tell him I didn't call you. "Yeah, you did. My phone went off. It said Kalin." "Dad, I didn't call you. I'm blow drying the dog. I don't have my phone with me." So he goes, gets his phone and shows me. And on his phone, unmistakably, like, you know how you look up the call list or the call log, whatever you want to call it. He looks it up and says, "Your name is right there." It says missed call from Kalin. No way I can explain it. I tell him I didn't do it. My phone's all the way in the kitchen. And I had actually just finished up blowing drying my dog, so I'm like, "Here, let me go show you." We walk all the way to the kitchen. My phone is exactly where I put it. I don't really remember if it was like, askew or anything, but I look at my phone, I look at my call log, and it doesn't say I called my dad at all. So we're already just kind of like, ooh, that's creepy. Who did it? But my niece was with my dad outside. No one else could have done it. So my dad has a theory. He thinks that one of the like playful ghosts or something in the house is like a little kid, because he had a dream, which I don't know how much stock I put into this dream, but I'm going to say it anyway because this is what he thinks. Later that night, he was sleeping. So he's sleeping on his bed, and he says he woke up in the middle of the night and he saw a little girl standing next to his bed. So he thought it was my niece who had just woken up and like walked over there, which is completely unlike my niece. If my niece was like, woke up in the middle of the night, she'd say she was by herself or something, she'd be crying. In his sleep, his sleeping wakeness, he says, "Riley, get back in the bed. What are you doing? Do you need anything?" Just talking to it. And he says that, he blinked a couple times and the little girl was gone. And it wasn't my niece. He says it looked like her, but he couldn't really tell because it was dark and he was tired. But my dad thinks that a little ghost girl might have called him. Who knows? This house is weird. We really don't know what's going on here. We're just kind of along for the ride, you know what I mean? The last story, which actually happened yesterday. It didn't happen to me. It happened to my sister, her boyfriend, and my niece. I went out to the bank, came home, and when I came home, my sister, comes to the door and says, "Kalin, you missed it." And I said, "What happened?" She said that she had been, for the last couple of days, cleaning out my niece's clothes, getting the clothes that don't fit anymore or the ones that are just really dingy and old, putting them in tubs and putting them up in the attic. So my sister and her boyfriend are putting them up in the attic, which is in the door to the attic is in the little hallway that is my room, my sister's room, and then right across from the little hallway is the shared bathroom. And the shared bathroom light was on as Dane and my niece were up in the attic putting the stuff up. And as they were coming downstairs, the light in the bedroom shut off. Now my sister was by the ladder. Dane and Riley were on the ladder to the attic. No one else was home. My sister, Dane, and Riley were all in one area. No one was in the bathroom. No one else was in the house. And my sister, being reasonable, assumed that maybe the lights, the light bulbs are just old and they went out. So she went into the bathroom, flipped the light switch, and the lights turned on. No problem. Not the spookiest thing to happen, but still really unsettling, especially since it is a news story. I don't know. It's October, and so it's getting crazy. A lot of spooky things happen around this time of year. It's easy to get kind of uppity about it, but I'm kind of curious as to how the rest of the month is going to go. But I hope you guys enjoy story time. I will see you guys next time.